So here will be, I mean, Bhanu Narsimhan ji, who is Sri Ravi Shankar ji's younger sister. She has written a book called Sita. And today I have great pleasure again in welcoming the stalwarts of the art of living, Atika Dhandia ji. She is an international faculty, director training of the art of living and an image consultant. And also Mr. Sandeep Baswani ji, who is a corporate youth leader and the top 25 HR influencers of our country. He has been with the art of living for 18 years. So both Atika ji and Sandeep Baswani ji are here with us now, and they would be enunciating on the 5 different shades of Sita as a mother, as a sister, as a wife, as a warrior. So without taking much time, I welcome Atika Dhandia ji and Sandeep Baswani ji to give us a sneak peek into this book that has been written by Bhanumati Narsimhan ji. Yes, over to you, Atika ji, and Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, Arunima ji. It's a great pleasure to be here this evening, especially because we are going to be introducing this amazing book to all of us. And I'm so lucky, and I think it was a miracle. My copy arrived yesterday. And believe it or not, I have not pre-ordered it. I don't know who has sent it to me. So probably somebody who's watching it and who sent it to me, please let me know. Yes, but I had this session today and I had not read the book. Yesterday morning it had arrived and I've had the pleasure now to read it. Some of it is still left. But tonight's discussion is going to be very interesting. Some of the excerpts that we are going to be reading, both Sandeep and me, they are really marked by us specifically because we found them very interesting. Sandeep, would you like to add anything?
No, absolutely, Didi. It is a great fortune to be sharing these stories. And you know, we both were discussing on what should we talk about. You know, all of us are here and all of us are so learned here. And you know all of this about history and everything. So that's where we thought that, you know, we can talk about these 5 aspects of Ma Sita on how she played different roles in her life. So, yeah, Didi.
Yes, absolutely. So let me start because we want to focus on this amazing book today, and we want each one of you to really live this experience of, you know, when I started reading this book yesterday, the whole night, I slept very late, and today morning also I was reading it. I was totally like engrossed. And, you know, it's a different feel when you hold the book and you read it. You know, Kindle doesn't give you that feeling, right? Digital reading does not give you that feeling. So I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and it is like effortlessly flowing. It's like you're reading something which is happening in front of you. Yeah. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is a little paragraph which I really like, which depicts Sita's love for her sister. And this is something which I did not know. And the way it has been expressed here is so beautiful. The chapter is chapter 6, and it's rightly called Infinity in a Seed. So Sita eagerly awaited the winter months of Mithila. The skies were clearer and countless twinkling lights bejeweled the night. Sita and Urmila, her sister, would huddle together in bed under the skylight in Sita's room. They tucked their feet into the soft silk coverlet, and their hair lay loosely scattered on the plush cotton pillows as they waited for a fleeting glimpse of shooting stars. You can just actually visualize it, isn't it? The way Didi has written this. Then it says, the book says, if the sisters managed to get over the excitement of seeing the shooting stars, they would remember to make a wish. Didi, What did you wish for? Asked Urmila. Sita's fingers wrapped themselves around Urmila's as she disclosed, I wished that we could be together even after our marriage. When you are with me, Urmila, I never feel alone. Urmila rolled over and hugged her little sister fondly, saying, I wonder which star can make that happen. We should ask Guru Shatananda tomorrow in our astrology class. So I want to read the next paragraph to you so that you know what they used, their entire childhood, what all they studied. It is so beautifully explained in the next paragraph. Look, Urmila, one more shooting star. Another shooting star whizzed past in the sky. Enjoying this grand spectacle of nature, the two sisters eventually drifted off into a peaceful sleep. They had to rise early for their classes. They were educated on Raj Dharma, the Puranas, Vastu Shastra, Jyotish, astrology, environmental sciences, the basics of Ayurveda, sufficient enough to make home remedies. Along with all these, they practiced yoga, pranayama, meditation, and were introduced to Vedanta. They learned about creation and the various beings of light that governed different aspects of life, and how the balance between the energies of those beings had to be maintained for prosperity, peace, and happiness. Sita was intelligent and perceptive. Her intuitive abilities were well beyond her years. Her teachers recognized this and taught her accordingly. Beautiful, isn't it? What do you say, Sandeep?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. But they were so intellectually strong, Didi, that even then, whether they'll be together for life, and they wanted to check it with their guru and see the Jyotish behind it. And this is so amazing.
And when I was reading it, I actually was wishing that these are the subjects we should be teaching in schools, in colleges.
Yes, absolutely.
Really, really beautiful, and really beautifully described. Also, Sandeep, she was a very good cook. Now, this aspect of Sita, I have not, and believe me, Sandeep, I have, through my childhood, every year during these Navratri times, I would be going to watch Ramayana. I stayed in my Nanihal, which was in Chandni Chowk. Okay. Right. And Chandni Chowk, there used to be this parade ground where Ramayana used to be played beautifully. Right. मुझे हर साल रामायण देखनी होती थी और मुझे सीता का कैरेक्टर यूज्ड टू फैसिनेट एंड वो सवारी निकलती थी so I would go to watch Savari. And I used to read also, I've read Ramayana, but I never knew that she was a good cook. And Bhanu Devi has really described this so well. Let me pick that part up.
Right.
So, this is chapter 3, Fragrant Memories. Even as a child, Sita took a keen interest in cooking. When she was just 4, a good part of her play schedule included spending time in Mithila's palace kitchen. One day, young Sita prepared kheer for her parents, and Janaka was already full. But when he had one mouthful, then he had another, and soon finished the whole cup and wanted more. You have taught her well, Sunena, he told his wife. He never hesitated to praise others, and as was his inclusive attitude, created a pleasant and loving atmosphere for Sita to grow up in. So this is Sita as a daughter. But when she goes to Ayodhya, Sandeep, she cooks kheer again. Okay, okay. Understandable. So now that the next paragraph is about that. her beloved, like her father, was very inclusive. Her beloved means Lord Rama. Her beloved, like her father, was very inclusive. She had once prepared kheer for him as well. On having a spoonful, he immediately called his brothers and his wife. He called all the three brothers and their wives and proudly made them all taste it. He personally took some to his mother's chamber and asked her to taste it as well. King Dashratha too enjoyed kheer that day. He then asked Sita to prepare it for all the palace staff in the royal kitchen. Sita's kheer was the topic of the day.
Wow.
So the third paragraph, Sandeep, I was astounded. This part I did not know at all. Did you know, Sandeep? She even managed to make kheer once at the Vanvas time in the forest. So this is very beautiful. So these are some of the stories we did not know. So the next para says she managed to make kheer once, even in the forest. It was just her, her beloved, and Lakshmana. Or so she thought. The great king of the vultures, Jatayu, happened to pay them a visit, and he too was offered kheer. And then she offered kheer to the woodpecker and to all the sparrows, the bulbuls, and everybody. And Lakshmana smiled, shaking his head, and said, "Oh, Bhabi, you cooked for the whole forest." Lakshman loved Sita's cooking, but he never ate much. His diet was meager. He felt that a full stomach did not allow him to be alert, and he was committed to standing guard at all times. The only break he took was to meditate. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah.
Lakshman was very clear. He had to protect both his bhaiya and bhabi. So
Right.
to be aware, the quantity of food has to be moderate.
Yeah. So this was Sita at Vanvas, Sita in the palace, and Sita as a child with her sister, with her parents. Any other aspect you would like to introduce today, Sandeep?
Yes. So while she was with, Didi told about Sita as a child and as a wife also and as a cook also, it wouldn't be complete, till we talk about Sita as a daughter-in-law. कि वो कैसी बहू थी, मदर इन लॉज के साथ उसका कैसा रिलेशनशिप था. तो जितने भी सास और बहुएं हैं यहाँ पे, आई एम श्योर यू वुड बी interested in this story. So I'm just going to read it. So I've just received a comment that in Hindi also. So I will do my best to translate it into Hindi and English, whatever. So it says, Sita sang very well. One day she was invited to sing to all the three mother-in-laws. और मदर्स इफ यू वुड से. तो सीता माँ जो थी वो बहुत अच्छा गाती थी और उनको तीनों अपने मदर इन लॉ के सामने बुलाया गया गाने के लिए. एंड जस्ट लाइक द थ्री बर्ड्स, द मदर्स लिसन्ड अटेंटिवली एंड आल्सो टुक नोट ऑफ whom सीता वाज लुकिंग एट व्हाइल सिंगिंग. सो अगर आपकी तीन मदर इन लॉ, वैसे तो एक भी हैंडल नहीं होती है, लेकिन अगर तीन मदर इन लॉ, तो आप कैसे satisfy करेंगे? So all these three mother-in-laws were very carefully looking at कि किसको देखती है सीता, who is most important amongst us, right? So when they were observing this, that who was she singing to, किसकी तरफ देख के गा रही थी सीता? A giggle escaped Sita as she remembered those moments of what she was singing. Rama had entered the room but stood quietly behind her. हमारे राम जी जो है पीछे से आके चुपचाप आके सीता के पीछे आके खड़े हो गए. She had not heard him enter, but his presence filled her heart. She stopped looking at the mothers and closed her eyes and allowed the song to flow through her. उन्होंने अपने माताओं की तरफ देखना बंद किया और राम जी की प्रेजेंस को अपने मन में फील किया और and the singing just happened. The notes of the raga came forth like a fountain of love and showered the mothers with its sweet nectar. When she was done, the stillness in the room was deep and blissful. And जैसे कि उन्होंने गाया और उन्होंने एक बहुत सुंदर माहौल बना दिया वहां पर. After a few minutes, Keikei commented, "Did you notice how the quality of her singing changed when Rama entered the room?" So, जैसे कि सारे मदर इन लॉ इसका श्रेय भी जो है अपने बेटे राम को देना चाहती थी कि the quality of her singing changed when Rama entered the room. So KK commented this. Sita turned instantly to see where he was and turned pink when she realized that he was right behind her. But then Maharani Kaushalya, who was the second mother-in-law, she came to defend Sita. She said, "No, KK, she did not know that Rama had come. It was not the Rama in the room, but the Rama in her heart that made all the difference." Isn't this beautiful, Didi? Yeah. हम जितने लोग जो गुरुदेव से दूर बैठे हुए हैं, they can all totally understand it. No, it is
So
not
beautiful.
It is not Gurudev. You know, if we are not physically in front of him, it is Gurudev in our hearts that we can certainly feel.
Beautiful it is. Beautiful.
But then Kaushalya said, "But certainly, Didi, the cool of the night is felt even if you do not see the moon. Rama's very presence changes the state of your mind and elevates it even if you are not conscious that he is there. His connection with our soul is far more subtle than what can be perceived or expressed by the senses," said Sumitra. So अभी थर्ड मदर इन लॉ को भी कुछ तो बोलना ही था, नहीं तो अटेंशन कैसे लेती हूँ. तो उन्होंने बोला कि राम जी का जो प्रेजेंस है वही हमारे मन को जो है हमारे स्टेट ऑफ माइंड को अपलिफ्ट कर देता है और उनका कनेक्शन हमारे आत्मा से, हमारे सोल से और भी ज्यादा सूक्ष्म है जितना हम इंद्रियों से जितना परसीव कर सकते हैं उससे भी ज्यादा सूक्ष्म उनका कनेक्शन है. तो अभी जब राम जी ने ये तीनों का कंपटीशन होते हुए देखा कि कैसे ये तीनों मदर इन लॉज बात कर रही है, he intervened. So he said, "You know what? Only divinity recognizes divinity everywhere. So I am blessed to have three mothers who see only the divine everywhere, even in their own sons and daughters." And Sita enjoyed this conversation of mutual praise and smiled contentedly. So did you see how Rama managed the situation, no? Diplomatically.
Beautiful. But you know what, Sandeep, it is like thought ki, you know, she might not have had a good relationship with Kekai after Kekai sent them to Vanvas. You know, मतलब we women can at least think like that. हम सोच सकते कि क्या पता केकई ने उनको वनवास के लिए भेजा, इसलिए केकई के साथ उनका रिलेशनशिप अच्छा ना हो. राम का भी ये मन में क्या आया होगा, क्या राम तो भगवान थे लेकिन वो भी कम नहीं थी. You know, Sita is actually inside in every cell of Rama. So there is a very beautiful mention of this in this story. जब जब वाल्मीकि के आश्रम में थी सीता, और जहां उनको लव कुश पैदा हुए, ये रावण वध के बाद लास्ट में या तो रावण के वध के बाद जब उनको वापस किसी के कहने पे राम जी ने उनको वापस वनवास में भेज दिया, तो वहां की एक स्टोरी है ये, वेरी ब्यूटीफुल. So it says, this is again chapter 23, Beyond Stories. Rishi Valmiki had started telling the boys मतलब लव कुश को, the story of Ramayana. ऋषि वाल्मीकि उनको हर रोज एक कहानी सुनाते थे राम की. So one day the boys returned to Sita looking very upset. एक दिन वो बड़े ही दुखी मन से सीता के पास दोनों आए बच्चे, and they said कि we are feeling very bad about mother Kekai. Why did she ask Rama to go into exile for 14 years? तो दोनों बच्चों ने पूछा कि केकई माता ने राम को 14 साल के लिए वनवास दे दिया. You know, they were full of tears talking about it. The tears were streaming from their eyes. They could not accept that anyone could be so harsh with Ram and Sita. वो बच्चों का मन था, वो समझ नहीं पा रहे थे कि इतना निर्दयी कौन हो सकता है जो अपने बेटे को 14 साल के लिए वनवास भेज दे. ये दोनों बच्चे सोच रहे हैं. तो सीता उनको पास बुलाती है, बोलते हैं, come here, sit with me. You know, while Ram and Sita, she explained to them, while Ram and Sita were in Chitrakoot during their exile, a parrot became friends with Sita. So, I don't know, आप लोगों को पता है कि नहीं कि जब सीता वाल्मीकि के आश्रम में थी तो वो सीता हैं ये उनके बच्चों को भी नहीं पता था, और जो आश्रम में रहने वाले हैं उनको भी नहीं बताया गया था ये राजा राम की पत्नी है. तो वो एक बिल्कुल ही इनकॉग्निटो मोड में थी, तो उनके बच्चों को भी नहीं पता था शी इज द क्वीन सीता जिसके बारे में वो रोज सुनते हैं और राम उनके पिता हैं. तो उस संदर्भ को याद रखते हुए आप ये सुनना. तो शी इज टेलिंग द चिल्ड्रन, यू नो, व्हाइल राम एंड सीता वर इन चित्रकूट ड्यूरिंग देयर एग्जाइल, जब दोनों चित्रकूट में थे वनवास के समय, a parrot became friends with Sita. Sita also loved playing with it and lightly asked Ram for a name for the parrot. तो एक तोता आके सीता का मित्र बन गया, और फिर सीता ने राम को बोला कि भाई इसका मुझे नामकरण कर दो आप, मैं इसको क्या कह के बुलाऊं. तो रामा ने कहा, let us name her Kekai. I'm sure now you all want to know why. I think I will not tell you now. You should read the book. This story is not anywhere. I've never read this.
You have to give some hint, Didi.
चलो मैं ये वाली स्टोरी आपको बता देती हूँ. It is such an amazing explanation of this. Let us name her Kekai. Sita was surprised at Rama's choice. But Rama continued, this parrot simply imitates and repeats whatever we ask her to. Mother Kekai was a parrot in the hands of the gods. But she loves us so much that even a harsh word from her could only bring us glory in the end. Can you believe this? Such a beautiful answer. उन्होंने बोला, राम ने केकई सीता को बोला हम इस पैरेट को केकई कह के बुलाएं. तो सीता वो सरप्राइज कि भाई क्यों केकई को. तो राम ने बताया कि ये जो तोता है जो भी सुनता है वो ही बोल देता है. उसी तरीके से माँ केकई ने जो भी उनको भगवान ने बोला, कठपुतली थी वो भगवान के हाथों की, और उन्होंने जो भी बोला उसके कारण हमें वनवास मिला. और इस वनवास के कारण हमको कितनी हमारे कितना, व्हाट इज द राइट वर्ड टू यूज, ग्लोरीफाई, ग्लोरी, कितना सम्मान, यश मिला, इतना यश मिला. तो उनके इस, वो हमारे बारे में कोई कटु शब्द बोल ही नहीं सकती थी. उन्होंने हमारे सामने जो कटु शब्द बोले जिसके कारण हमने जो बिताया समय उसमें भी हमें यश प्राप्ति हुई. That is why. Yeah. So the point I want to make here is कि इतना सब कुछ हो जाने के बाद भी कि सीता used to tell amazing, beautiful, loving stories of Rama to her children Love and Kush. इतना कुछ उन्होंने सहा, you know, किसी के भी कारण. Let us not go into that. राम के कारण या जो नगरवासी थे उनके कहे में आके राम ने उनको निकाल दिया. लेकिन वनवास, उनका जब वनवास शुरू हुआ और उनके बच्चे पैदा हुए, लव कुश को वो हमेशा राम की अच्छी कहानियां सुनाती थी, अपने घर परिवार वालों की अच्छी कहानियां सुनाती थी. So that was like she was giving them that strong roots to Love and Kush, which were full of love and strength and courage. And that is Sita for you.
Yeah, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. In fact, I don't know if it is there in the book, but we all know Gurudev had told once that uh, Kekai just did what goddess Lakshmi had asked her to do.
Oh, tell us more about it.
So it is, there is there is an angle to it that, Kekai and Mantra, who gave orders and to Ram to go for 14 years of exile. It is
Right.
that goddess Lakshmi had appeared in their dream, and goddess Lakshmi, Saraswati or Lakshmi, I don't know. You can correct me if I'm right in the chat box. And she had appeared in the dreams, and she had told them that if you don't give Rama exile for 14 years, his lordship, his purpose of getting born on the planet will not be achieved.
Wow.
So, why will he be known as Lord Rama? That for that purpose, you have to make this sacrifice, and you have to go down in the history as, probably a wicked, cruel mom, and are you ready to take this blame so that, God can attain his greatness?
Wonderful. वो कहते हैं ना, opposite values are complementary. वो अगर रावण नहीं होता इस कहानी में तो रामायण would have been a bit boring. You know, तो रावण की एंट्री कराने के लिए तो केकई का रोल बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट था. So beautiful.
Absolutely.
So amazing. Really.
Sorry for interrupting, Atika ji. Some of my friends from this campus, Nimotibak campus, have also joined. So they've just requested if you could tell them what this book, I mean, they just joined 10 minutes back, so they're not able to understand. So आपके मुंह से सुन के हमें ज़्यादा अच्छा लगेगा.
Sandeep, would you like to share about the book?
Yeah, so this is an amazing book written by Bhanumati Narasimhan-ji, who was a sister of Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji, on Sita, right? On aspects of Sita which the world does not know about. And there are various hidden stories of Sita, on her personality, on her character, on her journey throughout the lifetime, on how she faced different circumstances, and what was her view of looking at all the drama that happened during that time. So what was her perspective? And this is very beautifully written in this book that we're going to launch on 22nd of October with Bhanuma herself, and she's going to come and tell us more intriguing stories about Ma Sita. And there's a link, I think, which is already floating in the chat box. If you just fill up that link, you get to attend that session, and also you get a complimentary copy of this book, which will be couriered to you.
This is the book. It's very beautiful, beautifully designed and amazingly written. But just to continue with what Sandeep was saying, that it is Sita's perspective of Ramayana. Yeah, and हम सोचते हैं ना कि क्या मतलब every time Sita was made, like she had to sacrifice herself. हर जगह Sita was sacrificing. But when I read this book, I realized everywhere Sita was making a choice. And that changes the entire perspective of what a strong woman she was. You know, and it's like, even when she told Lakshman को वो बोलती है कि जाके मुझे वो मृग चाहिए, सोने का मृग, वो तब भी she was very clear, मुझे ये चाहिए, this is my choice, you go. She sent him. Yeah. और जब उनका हरण हो जाता है अशोक वाटिका में, हनुमान जी पहुंचते हैं, हनुमान जी बोलते हैं उनको, मैं आपको ले चलता हूँ वापस. She again makes a choice. No, I want to stay here. I want the ocean to come to the river. I'm not going to go to him. Let him come and get me. So she made that choice. And again, हमने ऐसा सुना है कि उनकी अग्नि परीक्षा हुई. उनको राम ने नहीं बोला था कि तुम अग्नि परीक्षा दो. She again made the choice. She said, I want to do this. Yeah. So she was such a strong woman. She was not like a bechari Sita Mata. No. She was like, she said, okay, I'm done. I'm done with whatever you're saying. Now this is my choice. And you know, Agni Pariksha doesn't mean he committed like kuch ऐसा आग में जल के. इसका अलग ही मीनिंग ही अलग है. Like it is like she had that choice. She said, I'm done with this. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. So everywhere Sita ji has made choices. And this is what this beautiful book is all about her choices. Whether it is with her parents, about choosing her studies, how she was an elder sister with all the younger ones, especially with Urmila. Then with Rama, how she even used to advise Ram on a lot of things. And how she was such a loving Bhabi, sister-in-law for Lakshman. And even with Ravan, there is one chapter.
I think some issue with the connection. Yeah, we can see lots of comments coming in. Interesting comments. Right. So I think till the time Didi comes back, let me tell you one more story. So yeah, should we continue till the time Didi comes back? So this is a story about when Sita was a baby, and she was just been born to Raja Janak, and she was a baby, maybe 2 or 3 years old. सीता माँ 2-3 साल की बच्ची थी, और ये कहानी है शिव धनुष की. आप सबको पता ही है शिव धनुष के बारे में. शिव धनुष was kept in the Swayamvar, isn't it? You all remember? Yes. और वो स्वयंवर में जब राम जी ने जब वो प्रतियोगिता की गई थी, there was a competition when all the warriors came and everybody came, और सब लोगों ने उसको उठाने की कोशिश की, लेकिन वो उठा नहीं शिव धनुष किसी से भी. और उठा नहीं तो राम जी ने उसको उठा लिया कितनी आसानी से और उसको तोड़ दिया, और उनका विवाह संपन्न हुआ. That's how they got married. We all know that, isn't it? So this is a story about that Shiv Dhanush. So it says that bow was sacred beyond expression. And even as a child, whenever they would go to the hall for the puja, Sita would keep gazing at the bow. माँ सीता को बचपन से ही उस धनुष की तरफ कुछ तो लगाव था. She would not be able to take her eyes from it. Even when she could barely walk, she was overcome with the urge to touch it. अभी वो चलना भी नहीं सीखी थी. She used to crawl on the ground, but उनको कुछ अलग आकर्षण था उस शिव धनुष के साथ. So एक दिन क्या हुआ? While all the elders were busy in the puja, she climbed down from her mother's lap and slowly moved towards the bow. एक दिन जब सारे घर के लोग पूजा में व्यस्त थे, तो वो धीरे से अपनी माँ की गोद में से उतर के धीरे धीरे वो जाना शुरू हो गई शिव धनुष की तरफ. Now when she entered that room where शिव धनुष was kept, वो उस कक्ष में क्रॉल करके पहुंची जहां वो शिव धनुष पड़ा हुआ था. With her tiny soft fingers, she reached out and touched it. अपने छोटी छोटी उंगलियों से उन्होंने उस धनुष को टच किया. And the bow responded to her touch. शिव धनुष ने भी रिस्पॉन्स दिया उनके छूने से, and it shook lightly. and it felt like a feather in her hands. जब वो उनको शिव धनुष को पकड़ के हिला रही तो ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे वो एक क्या बोलते हैं, एक फेदर है, पंख है, जैसे पक्षी का पंख है। लेकिन जैसे ही उन्होंने उस शिव धनुष को हिलाया, उनको तो वो एक पंख के जैसे लगा, लेकिन बाहर पूरे नगर में, पूरे पैलेस में जैसे एक तूफान सा आ गया। It sent out vibrations of energy in the entire palace and in the entire town. It shook everybody. इतना एनर्जी उसमें से निकला. It sent out ripples of energy across the entire place. Like an earthquake happens, no? Suddenly something happened. So Raja Janak rose in shock. In a fraction of a second, he rushed and went by his daughter's side. Why was he shocked, you know? Didi? He was shocked because it had taken days and days of prayers and hundreds of his soldiers to get that Shiv Dhanush and place it in that palace. And here it was shaken at the touch of just a baby, who was not an ordinary baby. It was Sita.
Yeah. So beautiful.
As a child only she could have lifted that, you know.
True.
It was so amazing, her powers right from her childhood.
She was very strong, like she was embodiment of Ram herself. You know, she was embodying the same. And you know, even Ravan could not like कई रामायण में मुझे पता चला कि रावण को वहां से भगा दिया था बिकॉज वो इसको उठा सकता था, बिकॉज वो शिव भक्त थे रावण। तो कई रामायण में मैंने पढ़ा है कि रावण सभा में आता है और उसको वहां से भगा दिया जाता है बिकॉज ही कुड हैव लिफ्टेड इट।
राइट
या बट द रियलिटी इज, जो कि इस बुक में है, कि रावण ऑल्सो कुड नॉट लिफ्ट इट। So Sita could. That is so amazing, so amazing. Yeah,
such amazing stories.
Really, really, really true. So I was talking about this Trijata story.
Yeah.
Trijata is वो रावण की नीज होती है, राक्षसों की वो पूरी जो गण करता होते हैं वो हेड होती है, और अशोक वाटिका का पूरा संचालन त्रिजाता के हाथ में होता है। एंड शी बिकम्स गुड फ्रेंड्स विद सीता, सीता की बड़ी परम मित्र। सीता स्टार्टेड लाइकिंग हर, एंड रावण को भी पता चलता है कि अच्छा सीता हैज अ सॉफ्ट कॉर्नर फॉर त्रिजाता, तो जो भी कुछ करवाना होता है वो त्रिजाता को बोलता था कि भाई त्रिजाता तुम्हारी सुनेंगी, मेरी तो कोई सुनती ही नहीं है। So there is one conversation with Trijata in this book which is, you know, it blew my mind. This is so amazing. This insight about Sita, उन्होंने कैसे इस बात पे क्या रिस्पॉन्ड किया, कैसे रिएक्ट किया, I want to share it with you. I know I'm giving away all the amazing stories to you, but this is the last story. इसके बाद हम नहीं बताएंगे, इसके बाद आपको बुक खरीदनी पड़ेगी। So Trijata and Sita are in the Ashok Vatika. So Sita's complete attention was on the sound of the flowing water. To her sensitive ears, it made the sound Rama. She shifted her attention to the gentle wind, and its whistling also sounded like Rama to her. As she walked, she was touched with the cool rays of the moon. In that pleasant and calm space, a few melodious notes of the veena were carried by the breeze and mixed with the moonbeams like honey with milk. It was an evening raga and was rendered wonderfully. Sita listened to the music, and then when it ended, she asked Trijata about the musician. They were walking. सीता को उसी समय, जब उनको हर ध्वनि में राम ही सुनाई देते थे, लेकिन अचानक उनको वीणा की मधुर ध्वनि सुनाई दी, और जैसे ही वो राग खत्म हुआ, कोई इवनिंग राग था, उन्होंने त्रिजाता से पूछा कि ये कौन बजा रहा था? Srijata said in a low voice, Devi, that was the Lord of Lanka. Sita's eyes widened a little in surprise. He plays the veena, Srijata is saying this, he plays the veena at the altar of his Ishta, Lord Shiva. Sita sighed. Look, Srijata. Now listen to the answer. Srijata ने उनको बताया कि ये रावण ही बजा रहे हैं. सीता का आंसर सुनने वाला है. Sita ने कहा, look, Srijata, such divine music flowing through someone whom we know to be a terror is enough to show that the core of every being in creation is pure and innocent. Divinity resides in every heart. This divinity is truly the source of power. When one does not recognize this truth, arrogance takes over and pulls one into a downward spiral. She said कि अगर कोई भी, चाहे वो बुरा से बुरा दानव ही क्यों ना हो, कोई टेररिस्ट ही क्यों ना हो, अगर उसके हृदय से, उसके स्पर्श से, उसके अंदर से ये वीणा का प्रस्फुरण हो रहा है, वीणा वो बजा पा रहा है ऐसे, तो उसके अंदर भी भगवान ही विराजमान. तो सीता को रावण में भी वो डिविनिटी दिखाई दी. I mean, how untouched she was. Srijata was surprised. She had expected Sita to reject the sweetness of the music. When told who the musician was, she told Sita so. Sita, I hesitated to tell you because I thought you would not want to listen to any music from Ravana. Sita smiled. Yes, Srijata, for a moment, I retracted my appreciation when I heard you, but the music was an offering to the divine, and it only brought me closer to my beloved. When the mind is pure in that natural state, whatever flows through us is the voice of divinity. But when the small mind awakens, the dance of Maya begins. Srijata witnessed Sita's unaffected, dispassionate state of mind and was astounded. She had thought of Sita as loving Rama and hating Ravana. But now she realized that her love for her Lord was beyond that duality. Her Lord was beyond just a person. For Sita, everything beautiful in creation was Rama.
Wow.
सीता के लिए कुछ भी द्वैत नहीं था, उनके लिए सभी कुछ अद्वैत था. सभी चीजों के कण कण में सिर्फ राम थे. And that was Sita. So beautiful.
And Didi, to be in such a situation of pressure, chaos, uncertainty, and at that time also, if you can see divinity in the person, then you truly have to be an incarnation. Or this is a learning that we all have to take, that even in such situations where we think the other person responsible for our for our situation, for our sadness, can we really see divinity behind that person?
This is quite a challenge. Really, only I think if you practice Sudarshan Kriya, do advanced courses every 3-6 months, probably you can.
Right.
You really need to work on yourself. But she was, I think, born like this. She was born like this.
Absolutely.
All right.
Incredible.
If anybody has any questions that they want to ask relating to anything, please go ahead.
Just don't ask us to validate history. That's all.
I think there are many in the chat box if you would want to answer those.
I mean, Sandeep, you can take them up. You can read in the chat box.
If somebody can read it to us, that will be good, because I think there's lots of stuff in the chat box.
I think I would request Nitin ji to read the questions.
Okay. We have some questions here. Just looking at it. Just give me a second.
You can read the comments also. They're beautiful
Yeah.
comments.
So one question is, this is more of a, it's a logistical question. When can we get the Hindi translation? Many want. That's one question. I think the knowledge this book is giving can be applied in today's life too, by Kajal ji.
Right. Bilkul, bilkul.
And by Mohani Saniji. So beautiful and amazing to see the divinity even in Ravan. Shows her fine wisdom, compassion, and love for the divine. Big perspective.
Yes.
So these stories were so interesting, and thank you so much, Atika ji and Sandeep Vaswani ji. I mean, some of the stories we had not ever heard, like about the parrot being named Kekai. This is amazing. Or the baby Sita, moving the Dhanush. So this, I'm actually, waiting for this session to happen with Bhanuma, and eagerly looking forward to it. And your narration has, made us, I'm sure everyone is feeling this, because especially being a woman, I have always felt that why does an iconic figure like Sita comes across as such a weak person? I mean, that is how she has been depicted, and that is why I said she is the most misunderstood characters. So this is so nice that Bhanu Didi has taken this up and giving us the right perspective. So before we leave,
Arunima ji,
I think share more if you have any other story.
So I think Bhanu Didi will be coming to meet us, to enlighten us more about this book on Friday, 22nd, right? So maybe in her presence, we will not be able to read this little insight from the author. So I will read it out now, okay? Because वो जब खुद होंगी, presence होगी, तो हम ये शायद ये पढ़ नहीं पाएंगे. ये उन्होंने खुद लिखा है book के end में. She has written, Bhanu Didi ne likha hai, when I was a child, my father would vividly recount the stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata along with many of the Puranas. His ability to tell the story along with the story within it and the story behind it just kept our attention hooked and opened our minds to several new horizons of possibilities. Still, there were many unanswered questions, especially about Sita and the choices that Rama made in her regard. As I grew up, I had the opportunity to understand the wisdom and deeper meaning behind many of these events from Gurudev. And this brought a completely new dimension of understanding. I was able to appreciate the strength behind the characters and the importance of role play. Gurudev says, beyond every object is infinity, beyond every event is wisdom, and beyond every person is love. This sutra has been my guiding factor in this narration of the story of Sita as an empowered woman with remarkable strength of character, purity of mind and heart, implicit trust, an unshakable faith, conviction, and devotion. Her patience and acceptance are legendary. Just feeling close to her is enough to imbibe these qualities from her. Our life is enriched by the values that she represented. I hope that in your reading of this book, you have begun to see Sita and Rama and the choices that they made in a new light. My best wishes to all. तो भानु दीदी ने कहा है कि जब वो बहुत छोटी थी तो उनके पिताजी उनको और गुरुदेव को बहुत सारी कहानियां सुनाते थे रामायण महाभारत की, और उसके पहले की कहानियां, उसके बाद की कहानियां, उसके अंदर की कहानियां जब वो सुनाते थे, उनका अटेंशन बिल्कुल ऐसे जुड़ के रहता था रामायण और महाभारत से। लेकिन सीता के बारे में गुरुदेव ने उनकी बहुत सारी जो भ्रांतियां थी वो हल करी, और इस बुक में उन्होंने वो ही सब डाला है। तो ये हमारे मन में भी सीता को लेके बहुत सारे ख्याल आते हैं, राम ने ऐसा क्यों किया उनके साथ, सीता ने ऐसा क्यों कहा, क्यों करा। तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स गुरुदेव ने इसके बारे में जो व्याख्या दी है, whatever Gurudev has explained to her, she has put this in the form of this book. So I think it is going to be an eye opener for all of us. And you know, it is a different feel जब आप book हाथ में लेके पढ़ते हो ना, it is different. So I would really suggest and recommend, highly recommend everyone to gift it to people as a Diwali gift. Diwali आ रही है, you can make this as a Diwali gift. अपने घर में आप जरूर इसको लेके आए एंड जस्ट रीड इट। इसमें बहुत सारी, इतनी सारी कहानियां हैं कि आज के 1 घंटे के सेशन में इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर अस टू टेल दैम। और जिनको इंग्लिश नहीं आती वो बुक मंगा लें, आपके घर में जिसको भी अंग्रेजी आती है उनको बोलें कि मुझे ट्रांसलेट करके कहानियां सिर्फ सुना दो। तो इसमें अलग अलग चैप्टर्स में बहुत सारे एक्सर्प्ट हैं, कहानियां हैं। तो आपके घर में जो भी बच्चे हैं वो भी पढ़ लेंगे इसके बहाने, आपको सुनाने के बहाने। तो आई थिंक दैट्स अ वेरी गुड आइडिया टू गेट देम इन्वॉल्व्ड विद सीता।
और मुझे जो सबसे अच्छी बात लगी वो ये, जब आपने ये बताया कि वो सारी चीजें सीता जी की चॉइस थी। इट वाज नॉट दैट एनीथिंग वाज इम्पोज्ड अपॉन हर।
Right.
So this gives a very new perspective to Sita ji's character. Otherwise, she comes across as a very weak and
right.
weak
No. She was a very strong character.
Yes. So this book must be in every household because we owe this to a person who actually walked the earth. You know?
I think, Arunima ji, we owe it to our next generation.
Yes,
to get
yes,
the right perspective, to
Right.
get the right
Yes.
perspective on in fact, to get a real meaning on feminism also. You know, what is its true worth? What is it actually all about? And why is she revered? So all these aspects will get unraveled in this book.
So
और अगर किसी के संग इतना बिटरनेस हो लाइफ में, वो अंत में कितना बिटर हो जाएगा ना, बट वो अंत तक शी इज शार्प, शी इज जेंटल एंड येट वेरी पावरफुल। मतलब देयर वाज नो नेगेटिविटी इन हर कि उनको वो राम को कुछ बोल रही हो या अपने बच्चों पे कुछ अग्रेशन उनको बता रही हो कि मेरे संग ऐसा। देयर वाज नो कंप्लेन, नो क्रिबिंग, nothing in this character. So, and that is the power of a woman, if you really ask me. I mean, that is the power of a woman. Emotionally, they are so strong. Sorry, I'm being a feminist, but emotionally, women are so powerful and strong. And that is what comes across in this book.
So beautifully said. So we should be having more such book reading sessions, and we'll be inviting you once again. And thank you so much. So on 22nd, let us all be there for the session with Bhanu Didi. Nitin, would you want to add something?
Yeah, I would like to actually sum up the whole evening in one comment which was given by 78B7651. Somebody's name is not there. Actually, they said, Athika ji and Sandeep Bhaiya, you have created such a deep interest to read the book. I'm eagerly waiting for mine. It's booked already. So, to me, honestly, that sums up this beautiful evening. Thank you, Athika ji and Sandeep ji, for this session, And I would just add, of course, Bhanu Didi will be there on 22nd, and hearing live from her on her perspective and what she has written will be quite profound. So even if you have ordered your book from Amazon, which I had ordered my book from Amazon, but I still registered for this event because I want to be there on 22nd, sitting live in front of Bhanu Didi on Zoom, just like all of us, and want to listen to her perspective. So yeah, we'll be eagerly waiting for all of you. Sandeep Bhai, Atika ji, you want to add anything for 22nd?
No, I think this is wonderful. I think we will be able to ask Bhanu Didi about all these stories. But I would suggest आप लोग अगर इसको पढ़ लोगे ना एक बार and then you ask her questions, it will carry another dimension to your understanding. So I would highly recommend कि हम ये book पढ़ने के बाद, it's like a book club right now. When the author comes into the book club, it's like that. So if you read the book and then ask her questions, it will carry another meaning. And she will be able to, फिर वो एक ऊपरी वाला सेशन नहीं रहेगा. हम उनसे बहुत कुछ निकलवा पाएंगे. अगर हम बुक पढ़ के उनसे सवाल पूछेंगे ना, तो वो एक बहुत डीप सेशन हो सकता है.
Absolutely, Didi. And before we all log off, I just wanted to announce that I just got a news from all our dear STC friends that on 22nd, we have an amazing surprise coming up, that we will have Deepika Chikalia, who played the role of Sita in the Ramayana. We all remember Sita as her, right? And we will have her joining Bhanuma to have a conversation on this book and the stories. So we'll have the real life Sita coming in, and we are going to have a conversation of both of them talking like me and Didi are talking today, and it will be an amazing experience. And we just got this confirmation today, and it's an amazing surprise that we got. So we look forward to having all of you and all your friends, family, art of living, non-art of living, colleagues, office colleagues, friends, everybody, just get everybody.
Wonderful, very nice. It was that'll be such an amazing thing to look forward to, if because this woman, Deepika ji, she has lived Sita's role day in and day out for I don't know how many, not months, but years.
Years, yeah.
So she will have such a strong hold on this character, and to be able to ask the nuances and the questions. She must be having so many burning questions herself to ask Bhanuma. So I think that it'll be a session to look out for that day.
Thank you, dear STCs,
Thank
for
you.
inviting us.
Thank you so much. Lovely evening.
Thank you both of you once again.
Bye-bye, take care.
Thank you so much, Sandeep ji, Atika ji, everyone.
Thank you, bye-bye.
As Sita looked up, breathing in the delicate fragrance in the air, 100 soft lilac-colored petals showered from the jacaranda trees, instantly covering the ground beneath. A few special ones floated tenderly towards Sita and rested on her outstretched soft palms. Sita's eyes closed and she dived deep within. And in that inner silence, the soundless vibration of the sacred word, Ram, rose in soft ripples of bliss.